Yo guys, it's Brit here coming to you live, having coffee. I'm at Sip Chai right now. One of my fave places ever, you guys. And I want to talk about this important topic on how heartbreak is actually an initiation into your higher self, if you allow it to be. Yeah, I don't know if you guys read my post this morning. I did a short post about it, but I wanted to talk about this more. Hey Jessica, what's up, babe? So your heartbreak is so much more than just what you think it is, okay? So the current situation in your life that is causing you to feel the pain in your heart, it's so much more than just this situation itself, okay? This is a great opportunity for your own healing, okay? And actually, it's a great opportunity for you to come into your power, okay? Because here's the thing, nothing that anybody else does to you, or wait, what am I trying to say? Okay, no one is ever actually doing anything to you, but you are doing it to yourself with your own vibration, okay? So I want to share a little bit about my heartbreak that actually caused me to start my own business and do all of the work that I literally do now, you guys. Hey Akasha, what's up, girl? Let me know if I say your name right. So literally, you guys, I got my heart broken in like late 2017, okay? But I was already on the healing path, okay? I was already a theta healer for years, a Reiki master for years. Like, I was already doing this shit. And actually, I was well versed in The Vortex, okay, by Abraham Hicks. So I was well versed in the law of attraction and relationships, and I understood that I was manifesting my relationships. But then when this heartbreak happened, it was one of those situations where it seemed like it was out of the blue because it was so painful, but I really truly believe that nothing is ever actually out of the blue, right? Like, we are creating all of it. Hey Chris. So this situation happened, and it was like right when I was first starting my business. Like, it felt like, you know, everybody was ditching me. Like, this guy totally just ditched me and ghosted me, by the way. Like, we dated for like a year or a year-ish, and it was kind of off and on. Like, honestly, I had my head in the clouds a little bit about it the whole time, but I really didn't expect it to just suddenly end and like be ghosted and blocked by the guy that I thought I was going to be with for the rest of my life, right? So it was a big freaking heartbreak, and it was bad before I healed myself, you guys. It was like I was crying. Like, so I want you to know how bad it actually was, like, and so you can see the value of what I'm about to tell you and how you can heal yourself. Like, I was literally like crying in the morning, and then I was crying like in the middle of the day, and then I was crying like at nighttime. Like, so there was at least 3 cryings a day. And this was like ugly crying on the floor, like lying on the floor, like despair, like fucking like crazy crying. But here's the thing. Once I healed myself, I literally stopped freaking crying, like completely, after one healing session, you guys. This is how powerful this shit is. And here's the thing. The crying and the despair, right? Because you know that feeling when you have your heart broken or whatever, like, it's kind of like despair, right? I want you to know that it's freaking, well, for me personally, it was not that actual situation. And that feeling of crying on the floor, despair, like whatever the hell, like this like intense like sadness was, that was not the first time I ever felt that feeling, okay? And actually, this was a reoccurring emotional theme for me, where every time something went wrong like that, like something big happened, whether it was a heartbreak or maybe a fight with my dad, or like maybe just things around me were like totally fucked, it always went back to that like despair. So let me know if you guys can relate to this, where it was like, it was hugely out of proportion to the situation at hand sometimes, the amount of sadness that would come up. Like, it was literally like debilitating. Like, I would just need to like literally like go like in a room by myself and like cry for hours. And like it was like hugely disproportionate to the situation at hand. But it was triggered by this heartbreak, right? And that was when I finally fucking healed it, you guys. And I have not felt that despair crying. Like, it was almost like, I don't want to say suicidal, but like a little bit, right? Like a little bit suicidal, right? Like, it was that bad. And this was a reoccurring life theme. I mean, it wasn't something that I felt every single day, but it was something that I felt like whenever anything went wrong. It was like I had no backbone to fall on. I would just go straight to this like freaking despair. Jessica gets it. Okay, cool. You're with me. I know you're definitely like a soul sister. I could feel it. So I'm glad you're here. So it was just this reoccurring emotional theme that just had been going on for my whole entire life. And actually from as early as I can remember, and with the work that I've done with hypnotherapy and doing past life regressions, I did see that this feeling carried over from a previous lifetime. Like I literally actually like died in my last lifetime, kind of with this feeling of pain in my heart, like that was quite similar to what I've experienced in this life. And actually there was even another past life where like I went to where I was like killed for being some type of healer witch person, and the despair and the anger and the pain that I felt was actually quite similar to this as well. So sometimes it's not even just from childhood that we're healing our shit. It's actually like even from past lives. Hey Ruthie, oh my god, love you too, girl. So anyways, with this heartbreak, like literally it was an initiation, you guys. Like I thought that this guy was going to be my forever and ever and ever guy, right? And he was like total dream man qualities, like not gonna lie, like honestly, he was probably like the most dream man guy that I've ever known, even still at this point. But I have full belief that I can manifest 100 more of them. Totally ancestral bullshit, like past life karma shit, but I've mostly dealt with it all, like honestly, because I've done so many fucking healing sessions and hypnotherapy sessions and work on myself, and even created my own healing method that I actually do on myself. But anyway, so this heartbreak, it was like the call of my soul, because it was right when I was starting my business, you guys. I had literally just discovered Amanda Francis about a month before it happened, before this guy totally ghosted me, right? I had literally just discovered Amanda Francis. And so for the first time in my entire life, my mind had been open to this idea of like, oh, like there's people that are actually doing videos and like making money like off the internet. Like I'd been doing YouTube for like 4 or 5 years, but I never thought like you could actually make real money doing what you loved, right? Like it just wasn't, I hadn't seen anybody do it. Like I thought like, yeah, probably, because I'd read a bunch of books on manifesting and, you know, Abraham Hicks and shit, but like I never actually saw someone in human form and flesh like doing actual soul work and stuff. So I found Amanda Francis like a month before, and then this guy totally fucking ditched me, right? And at the time I had no idea why. Like it was just out of the blue. Like he didn't say anything. It was totally ghosted, right? So I had no idea what was going on. And you know, you'd think I would fall back on all of my knowledge, my logical knowledge of law of attraction and relationships and everything like that, but I didn't. It was like I forgot everything and I went into that total like pain, despair mode. But I'm glad that I did. You know why? Because I did fucking heal myself, okay? And I was kind of too much of a mess to do the work on myself at that exact moment. So I reached out and I got a healing session with one of my healing teachers, actually. And it was just this one healing session. And I'm a practitioner of this as well, so I can totally heal you in the same way that I healed, or she healed me, right? But it was just this one healing session. And she just rewired some beliefs in my subconscious mind. And it was to do with the belief that actually was causing the major part of the heartbreak. And I probably did still about 10 more sessions on myself afterwards to heal more lingering pain. But the belief that actually stopped me from feeling that like crying on the floor despair feeling, like, because I'm telling you, it literally completely stopped. It literally completely stopped. It was theta healing. Theta healing, which is like a form of what I do now, but I actually kind of made my own method, which I think is better. But yeah, it was theta healing back in 2017. It was like December 2017 when this happened. So the belief that was actually causing me the like crying on the floor despair, like feeling that I told you guys, like it was happening like happening like 3 times a day, like where I was crying, right? And this happened for about a week before I finally reached out. Yeah, it is great. I love theta healing still. And my method is quite similar that I use now. It's like just a few things added from like hypnotherapy and stuff that I think are good, and like soul stuff. But yeah, it's mostly theta healing. Emotions can bury logic in a second. Yeah, totally. So anyways, you guys, back to the story. The belief that was actually causing the most pain was the belief of I don't matter. because that was how the situation made me feel. It was kind of like, well, I was just like literally ghosted. Like, it was like I did not matter like to him at all, and we'd spent all that time together, and like it had been like the best time of my life. And so it was bringing up those feelings from like probably childhood or even past lives where I was disregarded and not, you know, paid attention to, or just even like freaking like killed or whatever, right? So the heartbreak situation itself. Oh yeah, and the other belief that was causing the pain was like, I can't be myself and be loved, which I just did a video on a few days ago, actually. That belief of I can't be myself and be loved, that was when I cleared that belief for good with the theta. But anyways, it was like as soon as I had that healing session, I saw it in a completely different light. I stopped the intense crying. I mean, I still missed him a little bit, and we actually still reacquainted at a later date. And like we're cool with each other now. There's actually no hard feelings, which is a rare thing with people who have situations like this. I find usually people would hold intense hatred forever towards them, but I don't see it like that, because this man literally, he like birthed me into my new self. Because here's the thing, like I had just started my business. I was teaching stuff on relationships. I was teaching manifesting and stuff like that. But like I didn't really embody fully what I was teaching yet, because I hadn't, you know, had the pain and then healed the pain, right? So now it's like I had firsthand experience on, oh my God, I can actually heal myself of heartbreak. And this is something that like nobody at the time was doing. Like I hadn't seen anybody on the internet talking about healing heartbreak or whatever. I mean, there was a few people, but none of them were doing like energetic healing stuff like what I was so well versed in, because I've been a theta healer since like 2014. I've been a Reiki master since like 2015 or whatever. Like, so I'm well versed in this energy shit, right? But I wasn't fully living it because I was holding on to that intense attachment to this one particular man who then ended up ditching me. So it was like I needed that to happen to be the person that I am now and teach like pretty much almost all of what I teach. Like, you'll hear me mention this heartbreak a lot. Like, this is not the first video I've done where I talk about this. I've done a lot of posts about it. Like, I talk about it all the time, and the reason why I do is because it literally birthed me into a new self. But most people don't allow themselves that opportunity to have that type of transformation because they don't heal themselves, or they blame the other person. Like, I could have called him an asshole for the rest of my life. I could have hated men for the rest of my life. I could have carried around a little bit of like this despair, misery, like vulnerableness feeling in my heart, like for literally ever. And a lot of people do that. Like, I'm sure you've seen those people, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is like, that birthed me into my highest soul self. Like, the person that I am today, I wouldn't have been this emotionally secure, stable version of myself if that heartbreak did not happen. And it needed to happen in exactly the way that it did happen. Like, I don't wish that I could go back and make it happen in a nicer way. I would not change anything, because it needed to happen exactly like that so that I could access those feelings of pain that I ended up healing and rewiring in the subconscious mind. And I continue to do more work on myself, and I still continue to do work on myself like every single time anything comes up. And so that's why your triggers, that's why your heartbreaks, that's why all the emotional shit that you're going through right now, it is all such a huge blessing, you guys. And like, now I've created my own method of healing, and I literally just, whenever anything comes up, I just freaking heal myself, like in an instant. Like, it takes a few minutes, but like, I process things so freaking quickly, like at light speed. And I want you to have this ability, because I know you are ready for it. Like, what I believe on a soul or spiritual level is that this is literally like a time of ascension, like for humanity. And we are all learning how to speed the fuck up in our emotional processing. And that's why I've created this Britney Taylor method of healing, and also this course that I'm running right now, Light, Joyful, and Free. And all the work that I do, like all the posts that I do. Hey, Erica, what's up, babe? I loved your IG story from earlier. I watched your IG where you were just about to go to hot yoga or something. And I don't know, I just love your vibe and energy. I'd never seen you talk before, Erica, and I saw you this morning on Instagram. I thought, oh, I just love her. I love listening to you talk. But yeah, I really do believe it's a time for humanity to speed the fuck up. Like, actually, you guys, I was reading in one of my books earlier this week, actually. I was reading a book on emotional freedom. I forget what it was called. It was something to do with healing emotional stuff. And even the book, to me, it seemed like it was like dinosaur age. Like the stuff they were teaching, I mean, I'm sure it works. Like, it was teaching how to process emotions. Like, I'm sure it does work. But to me, it just felt like dinosaur stuff compared to the stuff that I do on myself, like that works for me and what works for my clients. It's like, okay, this stuff is written by like dinosaurs. Even hypnotherapy, like I'm a hypnotherapist, right? Like even that, like I love hypnotherapy. I love being in hypnosis. I love putting people in hypnosis. It's fucking awesome. But it's slow as fuck compared to what we can actually do with our minds and the energetic stuff. And when we bring in our soul, which is what I'm going to be teaching you in my Light, Joyful, and Free program, there's actually going to be an entire module on how to connect with your soul to do these kind of instant healings. It's all quantum. It actually can be so much faster than we're making it. And it's funny because like humans, like we like to overcomplicate everything. Like we want to make it like all these processes and like a 10-step process here, but it doesn't really have to be like that, you guys. It can be a lot quicker. And so that's what I want to teach you in my program, Light, Joyful, and Free. I'll post the link after, you guys. But yeah, is there any more that I want to share about this heartbreak thing? Oh yeah, I did write in this title, Soul Contracts and Soulmates. So the person who broke your heart, okay, totally a soulmate. Probably even your soul loves this person more than the actual soulmate who's going to just make you happy forever. Because the soulmate that makes you hurt and feel your pain is so valued to you, because then you actually heal your shit, right? And step into your highest self. Like, I couldn't be teaching what I'm teaching you guys now if that guy didn't break my heart and ghost me like that. Honestly, it needed to freaking happen. And like, literally, I'm like, thank you. And I feel like total unconditional love for him. Even in the way that he did, you know, what he did, like, that's not exactly how I would like break up with someone or leave someone, like, but just because that was what I needed in order to feel those long-standing held pain feelings, right? And then now that's what I teach, is how to be unconditional in your love and in your relationships, and how to connect with soul. And like, I fully embody Abraham Hicks principles around relationships because I fucking did it, right? Like, I had to go through that. Grace says so valued. Yeah. So anyways, you guys, I just want you to see it from that perspective. Like, I see so much shit on the internet that I'm just like, oh my god, like, your soul would not say that. Like, your soul would not say negative shit about people ever, because actually, yeah, your soul values those experiences more than the easy shit, right? And like, Abraham Hicks say it in a funny way where they say, like, you know, you don't actually want everybody to just do what you want them to do all the time, right? Because, well, it would be boring, but you would never develop yourself. You would never learn what it is that you do desire, right? Like, and the contrast gives birth to the new desire. So when you have your heart broken, it gives you more clarity on what you do want in a relationship and what you don't want, and like, it all ends up being for the better. But you have to be vibrationally ready to even hear this, right? Like, if you were still in the crying on the floor despair phase like that I was, I don't know if I would have even been able to hear this properly, right? Because when you're so stuck in that. But I'm here to say that I can guide you through that stuck emotional shit so that you can get here, right? And it doesn't actually have to be a long process. Actually, it could be really quick. Like with me, it was like freaking instant, like one healing session. So Grace says, I love my soulmate so much, and I'm thankful for the lessons he gave me. I need to do this, law. Yeah, totally, right? And I love that you're seeing that and you're grateful for it. Like, have you guys heard the song Thank You Next by Ariana Grande? It's like the best. It's the best song, and you can feel the energy behind that song, you guys. And I'll never stop talking about this song because it's so good. But you know, she says something like, one taught me love, one taught me patience, one taught me pain, now I'm so amazing. I've loved and I've lost, but that's not what I see. Look what I've found, look what you taught me. Thank you, next. Right? And like, I get chills even saying it, like, not even singing it, but just like saying it. It's like, yes. And like once you see it like that too, it totally eradicates any fear that you might have of like being rejected or being hurt again, because if you see it all as like a lesson and you see that it's actually all happening for you, right? Like pronoia, like it's happening for your highest good, then you're kind of like, yeah, like let's go into this. Let's have these relationships. Like who cares if I get hurt? I'll just heal myself again. And, you know, life is meant to be good for me. And actually, I'm just going to have fun with it. And then it lightens you right up towards your relationships. And the thing is, people are really attracted to you when you're operating from a lighthearted place. And like a quote that I posted in my Facebook group, The Joy of Living by Britney Taylor, like maybe a week ago or so, I posted this quote and I said, the looser you hold people, the tighter they hold you. And that is so true, because whenever someone's being like gripped tightly, and like I used to be the biggest like gripper, right? Like I just wanted to freaking hold you there and you like stay right here, buddy. But that's only coming from fear, right? That's not love. That's fear that you don't really deserve it, or that good isn't really supposed to come to you, or that, you know, maybe you're not really worthy, so you have to like stay here, stay with me. But once you come to this perspective, you don't have to be like that anymore. And then the people that you want you, and you don't care even if they don't, right? Yeah, I'm totally gonna do one of the cruises for sure. So guys, I hope this has inspired you, and I hope you know that your heartbreak or whatever triggering painful situation is going on for you right now, it's actually helping you. And once you can heal the pain, and you can do that with my method, or there's many methods, but some of them I think are like dinosaur age when it can be faster. But there's no rush to, like, if you want to wallow in your pain for 10 more years, I mean, like, go right freaking ahead. But my soulmate clients and the people that are watching this video, I know you're here, you're ready for more ease, more lightness, more joy, more freedom. And the reason you're ready for it is because that is what your soul wants you to have, to be your next level self. I couldn't have been my next level self when I was carrying all of those past pains. And the heartbreak wasn't from the heartbreak itself. The heartbreak was from childhood, or it was from my past lives. It wasn't really the situation. The situation was just the effect. It was not the cause, right? So I'm so grateful for it. Like, literally, it made me my highest self. And I'm sure you can think of a situation in your life too where you dealt with the pain and you became who you really were meant to be, right? And then you feel gratitude for it. So anyways, you guys, I guess that's all I wanted to say. I'll be posting the link for Light, Joyful, and Free in the comments if you're ready to take this work to a deeper level and you want to work with me one-on-one to heal yourself. I'll be posting the link, and we start April 15th. I'm super excited about it. This program is like my baby. It's for you if you're ready to step into your light, joyful, and free self. There's going to be an entire module on healing your heart around relationships. There's going to be also a module on soul connection and really cool stuff, you guys. So I'll be posting the link to that in the comments. You should sign up if your soul is calling you. And yeah, remember, you came for the joy of living. Bye, guys.